Hey guys, out on the farm again today. Forgot my tripod attachment for my camera, so I've got it taped to my tripod. So camera stuff might be a little weird, but anyways, got some new parts to test because I've never tried them, and just put it on here, see what happens. Never shot with it before. And here they are. What I got was an ISMI chrome silicone premium recoil spring, and it is the 13-pound, if you can see, MP13. It's 13-pound non-captured recoil spring, and I got that a long time ago actually, and thought that I could get it onto my original factory guide rod, and it is basically impossible. So I finally ordered one of these, a Speed Shooter Specialties.com M&P Pro guide rod. Now you can use a regular length one in the Pro. I wanted the longer one because this just gives it a little bit more guidance, really, instead of just being a short one sitting in there. I'll show you in a second what I mean, but it was just a little bit better, I think, in the longer gun. And this whole combo, spring and guide rod, was maybe $25, $27, something like that, not too much. The original, seeing as you can see there, this is the package, if it focuses. M&P 9L Pro stainless guide rod. There's a website, item number, everything. This is the factory captured guide rod and spring. And as far as I can tell, the factory won't release the exact poundage, but it's between 15 and 17 pounds. Most people seem to think it's about 15 and a half, 16 pounds. You can definitely tell the difference between the two in the gun. Let's do a little assembly. I'm gonna put the non-captured 13-pound in there. It's a little bit harder to get in because it's not captured. You have to compress the spring by yourself, but it fits perfectly right into that, and then you have to push it all the way up and forward and get it down on the barrel just like that. My camera's glaring, so I'm hoping you can see all of this, but as you can see with the captured one, you barely have to push it forward a teeny bit and it snaps in. This one's a little bit harder. Let's get the gun put together. Now, this is what I mean by the longer guide rod. See how far out it comes? And even when I push forward, if you look, you can see the guide rod just sticking right in there. So it's this hole keeps the guide rod fairly straight the entire length of travel of the slide, rather than the shorter one, which would be inside of that, and so it, the spring has more of a chance of getting bunched up, as far as I can tell. They do work though, lots of people use them. Anyways, let's turn the camera off for a quick second and do some shots with this and see how it works. Okay, M&P 9 Pro 13-pound spring, 120, 125 power factor hand loads. Okay, first initial impressions, definitely a quicker snap. Definitely a quicker snap. What I'm noticing, though, is my muzzle, instead of coming up and kind of doing this, it feels like it just goes, whips, and then comes back down. And it's right on target. Now, it definitely feels weird. It feels different. I'm not used to it. But I kind of like it too. It really, really keeps the front sight in my vision the whole time. I notice when I shoot with the other recoil spring, the front sight comes up and then it dips down out of my sight and then comes back up. On this, it simply goes up and comes down and I can see it the entire time. So that is potentially a good thing. But it does feel a little more snappy. I don't know, it's kind of a strange feeling. I'll do some slow motion with the GoPro first person and slow it down and compare the two recoil springs with the same ammo. It's all 125 power factor-ish. And then you guys can get hopefully a better idea of what the gun's doing in slow motion. The other thing I noticed is it was totally reliable. Now that was only 9 rounds, but all reliable. The brass was shooting straight to the left and back just a little bit, maybe a couple feet to the right and back, which is good. It's not flinging them 20 feet away. So let's try it again. Okay guys, I'm gonna try this with the factory spring. See if I can hold my frame in my armpit and show you. This is the captured factory recoil spring. Get the gun back together. Definitely feels stiffer. I can't, with the 13 pound, I can shake the gun and I can feel it unlock a hair, which may or may not be a very good thing. Sounds kind of bad to me. But it does have a different recoil impulse. Let's go shoot this. Okay, factory captured recoil spring. Hope I'm in frame, you know, whatever. Also, got a new Blade Tech M&P Pro, dropped an offset holster. I've moved it to IDPA legal status right now. And maybe I need to do a video on that later, but let's shoot this real quick. Now, the factory spring gives a softer initial recoil impulse. It's more muted. The difference is there's a lot more shaking in the gun after. It takes it a longer time to settle back down. So instead of, with the 13 pound spring, you're going whap, whap, whap. With the factory spring, you're going wham, like bang. And it feels like it's slower and almost more exaggerated. So I think so far my feelings are good with the 13 pound spring. The non-captured part of it, I don't know if that makes a difference. You can get lighter springs with a captured guide rod, They're just harder to switch in and out. So let's do some GoPro footage now.